Okay, so the things you're going to need to make this red enchilada sauce is going to be a bag of dried red chilies, a little piece of onion, and 2 cloves of garlic. The chilies I'm using are guajillo chilies. I used mild. And right here I'm just removing the stems. As you can see, that's what it looks like with the stem removed. And here I just have a pot of water boiling. I put the water to heat and added the chilies until soft. Once the chilies are softened, you can just add them to the blender and push them down. While you're doing that, you can add a little bit of the reserved chili water to it. Okay, so here I am just adding a little bit of the water to blend it. Now I'm just blending until I get the consistency that I'm looking for. I'm just finishing the second batch and putting it all into one Tupperware. Here I'm just putting my strainer over a bowl to catch all the sauce. And what this is going to do is just remove the seeds so that when you make your enchilada sauce, you're not getting those tiny seeds in your sauce or the tiny pieces of the chili skin. And here I just added some water to get the rest of the liquid out. I'm just mixing it to try to get the sauce through the small holes. This is a little bit of a time lapse. I'm just keep stirring. It's gonna take a while. You can see me stirring for quite some time. And once you get to about here, you can just take the chilies out, and I just added a little bit of the reserved chili water to that. And I mixed it a little bit, throwing it back into the strainer and letting the extra sauce from the chili just remove. Okay, I'm giving this just a quick strain, and once I feel like I got all of the sauce out, I am done. And this is the consistency that you would want your chili sauce to be about. Okay, so next I'm getting just a tablespoon of some lard. You can use vegetable oil or butter or whatever fat you have. And I'm just putting that in the pan to get hot. And here I'm just like moving it around, let it get melted. And once this is melted and pretty hot, you're just gonna get your sauce there and you're gonna pour it. Okay, so now you just wanna let your sauce come to a boil down a little bit, get some of that extra water out, and the flavor is just going to change, and the flavor is going to become better as you just like are letting it cook. Okay, so here you can see a lot of the liquid has been evaporated. I'm just mixing it. And right about now, when it's done, after about 20 minutes of boiling, you can just add a tablespoon of some chicken bouillon. That's optional. I just like that for flavoring. You don't have to put it if you don't want it, or you can even add chicken broth if you like that, if you prefer that real flavor. Here I'm just adding a half tablespoon of salt and half tablespoon of some garlic powder. Tablespoon of some onion powder. Okay, and that's it for the sauce. Now I'm just adding some oil to the pan. I'm letting it get nice and hot, and then I'm just gonna add my tortilla. Just fry this for a little bit until it becomes like pliable, where it's not just like ripping apart. You don't want it completely fried crispy. You want it like almost there, but not quite. Still a little bit soft in texture. Okay, I'm just draining the oil out. And you're just gonna repeat this with all of your tortillas. And now that I have all my tortillas fried, I went ahead and shredded some of my cheese. I did that off camera. Here I am just showing you the process. I am currently right now dipping it into the enchilada sauce and just sprinkling a bit of cheese in the middle. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and roll it up. And I'm just repeating that with the rest of the enchiladas. I noticed that I didn't add at first to show you how I was dipping them. It's just a basic dip, but I did decide to add a little slide right here of me dipping the tortilla just to let you guys see how I did it. That's how I did it. You guys can of course use a pair of tongs if you prefer. I just find that sometimes with the tongs it makes the tortilla tear. Okay, so here I'm just repeating for the rest of the enchiladas. Okay, this is the last one. If you prefer and you want your cheese a little more melted, you guys can go ahead and put them in the oven for, I would say, like 3 minutes at 350 degrees, but I really don't mind if my cheese isn't completely melted. And here I am just adding a little bit more sauce to the top, which you can do if you add them to the oven, so it will dry out a bit. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and sprinkle a little bit of cheese on top. Oh, baby. And that's it for the enchiladas. Right here, coming up, I just added some rice and beans as the side. That is the rice and beans I made. And that's it. That's all you need to make your red enchilada sauce. And go ahead, please, and like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video.